We are back. Thanks for staying with us. It's time for a book review. And we have with us Chris Ozofio Ekafue Ero. She's a trained stress mastery expert and holistic coach who works as a workplace wellness consultant via her company, the Wellness Boss Company Limited. She's also the author of the book we're reviewing today, Rhythms of Resilience. This book, of course, which has been endorsed by former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who, of course, wrote the foreword. Also, it tells a story of her journey, her life's lessons, conquering amnesia, embracing chaos, and mastering stress. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Sharing a part of your journey with the world.
Yes.
I mean, it's not every day that we get to that vulnerable place where we are, we feel open, we bare our souls and we strip ourselves of, our identity and who we are and share that part of us with the world. So talk to us about what inspired, you to, put all of your life's lessons and experience in a book.
What inspired me is basically my work. What I do. And because I relate a lot with humans who are also going through challenges and they're wondering, how do I overcome this? And oftentimes, they are at their wit's end and they feel there's no hope for them. Probably they're dealing with some form of life-changing situation and they think there is no hope. So I've had to counsel them, I've had to speak with them. And then I realized that I have a greater impact when they know that I've also been through
that journey,
some form of challenge as well, and I've come out of it. And while writing the book, I just felt, okay, it's better for me to connect with them using my own story. Whatever it is you think you are going through, I have gone through it, I've been through it, and I've come out of it. And I'm still coming out of it because it's a journey, right? I'm still coming out of it. But the idea is to give people hope. And, just to let you know that it doesn't matter what is going through with you. You are not the victim. Life happens for whatever reason.
You even used the S word there.
Yes, I use the S word. It does happen.
Yeah.
So I put it all together as, it's a book of lessons. Yeah. And it's also a self-reflection book.
Self-reflection book.
Yes.
Before we go into some of the lessons that you shared here, let's just give us a glimpse into, some of your experiences while you were dealing with amnesia. I mean, it wasn't, you were not involved in an accident.
No, I wasn't.
You just,
I slumped.
Yes. And you couldn't remember a single thing. And this happened right after you had your second child.
About 5 months after.
5 months after, just a few months.
Yeah.
So do you think that you were going through some sort of postnatal depression? A lot of women experience that. You think that must have triggered you losing your memory? And just like I said, give us a glimpse.
I think the birth of my son was like the last straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah. Because when my memory came back and I had the privilege, of going down memory lane, what led me here, what happened to me, it occurred to me that my lifestyle was basically the reason. I wasn't taking proper care of myself. I assumed I was healthy and I was doing some very foolhardy things, right? Thinking that, okay, nothing would happen to me. And my perception of health then was, if I'm not in the hospital bed, if I'm not taking medications, then I'm okay. Good. So it never occurred to me that there was a thing called stress, that could really alter, your health in such a way that, it would affect you the way it affected me. So I had a lot of mental health issues. I was going through some form of trauma as well, but I was dealing with it in my own way, just going like, okay, it's life, just keep going. But I wasn't attending to my stress the right and proper way. So my blood pressure kept rising. I didn't know what blood pressure was. Unlike now where everybody understands what hypertension and all that. But then I didn't know. And coupled with that, I got pregnant, I had a baby, and I think that whole thing just kind of triggered it. So it got to a point my body couldn't take it anymore and my brain just shut down.
So quickly, I'll just, I mean, there are quite a couple of lessons that you shared here in your book, but I am a great believer of gratitude. Ooh. Regardless of whatever place you are in life, gratitude is my mantra.
Yes.
Right, and like I said, this was what struck me. Gratitude is everything. Yeah. We can complain because rose bushes have thorns or rejoice because thorns have roses. And this is a quote by Alphonse Carr that struck me. Talk to us about, you know, despite everything that you've had to experience, getting to that place of gratitude. How did you get there?
It was a journey. It wasn't easy. I had to go through a whole period of hating myself, hating my life, depression, wanting to end it all, you know. And the trigger for me was actually my son, you know. That was the trigger for me to say, hey, I have to really appreciate what I have in my life, you know. I have to stop fighting what I can't change. The truth is, yes, I was living with amnesia, but was there something I could do to change it? No. So I had to come to a point of saying, okay, you know what, I have to accept it and see what's the best that can come out of this. You know, I started looking around. At least I have a family, even if I didn't know who they were, but they were my family. At that point, they were the only ones I had. And when my mind started changing, my thinking, my perspective started changing, I noticed that I became lighter. I became happier. So the feelings of depression went down, the feelings of wanting to end it all went down, you know, and I applied myself more and I started becoming more creative and proactive, you know, with stuff. But I also credit the fact that my thinking changed to my memory coming back.
Yes.
Because I was no longer fighting. And that's what a lot of us do. We find ourselves in situations that we can't control, but we cannot differentiate. So we find ourselves always fighting. We want to change it, we want to influence it, but you can't. But you can only focus on yourself. So focus on yourself and learn gratitude. I know the funny thing, that's actually my best lesson there because I think it sums it all up, everything about life.
Yes.
We are very selective when it comes to gratitude. We are only grateful when things are right.
Yes, when things are okay.
Yeah, but I tell people
beautiful.
that even when things are not good, be grateful because there's always something in that situation.
Exactly. There are always lessons to learn from it, and I really, really hope that we can all get to that place of mindset because it is a mindset.
It is a mindset.
Thank you so much. It was beautiful for you to come here and share this with us.
Yeah.
Well, we just danced around a few lessons from it, but this is some book that you should go get. If you don't have to go through anything. There's just so much relatability. You know, there's so many lessons that everyone can relate with, you know, in this book, Rhythms of Resilience. And this is a book by Chris Ozofor-Ekafue. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
And well, the show continues shortly, guys. I'd like you to stay with us. We'll be right back.